It is just a great day here in Greenville. Fired it to first. What a play.
She makes it look easy.
Home run power, gone with a shot.
Swing and a miss. North Carolina is headed back home.
Next up, Ohio, the World Series.
The Albert and Little League All-Stars are headed to Greenville.
Massapequa, New York is headed to the World Series.
North Little League is off to the Little League Softball World Series.
Connecticut are your New England Region champions.
Midway Little League, back-to-back champs.
I just saw something viral like flip it, dip it, sip it, spit it, like whoa. Check it, spin it, hit it, mix it, work it.
Welcome back to the Little League Softball World Series on ESPN, presented by Dick's Sporting Goods. It's a hot one out here in Greenville, North Carolina today. The fans are going, water is plentiful, and we've got our third game of the day. California makes its debut in this year's tournament. They'll face the defending champs who won their game last night in Hewitt, Texas, Midway Little League. First two games of the day, some history for this Puerto Rico team. First time since 2013 they have won 2 games at the Little League Softball World Series. They stay in the winner's portion of the bracket. And so does North Carolina, the host team, the Rowan Little League girls. They get a run roll victory over the Philippines, 10-0 in 4 innings to start our day. Here are the 12 teams that have qualified to play in the Little League Softball World Series. Our championship game will be Sunday at 3 Eastern. For the very first time, it will be on ABC. Welcome back to Greenville, North Carolina. Courtney Lau alongside 2-time All-American Amanda Scarborough. And we got to see Texas last night. Much anticipated return to the World Series. And Edward Ramos, their manager, told us maybe a little nerves last night.
Yeah, I don't think that we saw Texas play their best last night, but they played in front of a huge crowd. They have a lot of pressure on them being the defending champs. They have the biggest target on their back. And they,
if you're a Texas fan, is that, hey, got those nerves out. But for California, this is going to be their first time playing on this field today. And maybe the nerves are there, maybe they're not. But they had a really tough road during the regionals. They lost their opener to Southern California. And you talk about pressure, Amanda, they had to win 4 straight elimination games.
backs against the wall. They even had 2 come from behind victories against Utah and Arizona to make it here. This is a team that is very comfortable if they fall from behind. Feels like they can fight back late in the game.
Well, Almondon Little League is representing the West. Let's meet him.
My name is Aspen Hannigan, and my favorite team is the Giants.
My name is Azarez Garibaldi Munoz, and my favorite movie is Nightmare Before Christmas.
My name is Anya Kapoor. It's purple.
My name is and my favorite food is.
My name is Brooklyn Scott, and my favorite athlete is Haley.
My name is Lily Ferguson, and my favorite athlete is Kinsey.
My name is Tia Gary, and my favorite food is sushi.
My name is Layla Ortiz, and I love to cook.
My name is Kira Gutierrez, and I want to be a Disney storyboard artist when I grow up.
My name is Maya Parada, and my favorite food is pupusas.
My name is Layton Barger, and my favorite movie is A League of Their Own.
My name is Danica Garcia, and my favorite softball player is Taryn Kern.
That is the team representing the West, California, and they're getting set to take on Texas. It may be a surprise here. We're not going to see Zenaria Hughes to start this game. We're going to see Ambry Ramos, who finished the game last night.
And threw well for that short period of time, but the pressure was on late in the game. They needed her to come in and get the save to close the door, and she did just that. Has a really good composure, lots of confidence in the circle for Ambry Ramos. This actually, Courtney, is a deep Texas pitching staff. Zenaria Hughes gets a lot of attention. We saw her pitch last night, but Ambry Ramos as well as Caitlin Lau, 3 very good pitchers to round out the staff.
There's a nice pitch on the change of speed from Ambry Ramos.
That's nasty.
And look, I thought Ambry came in a little pressure last night when she came in the game, was able to get a strikeout to close out the game. And how about a strikeout to start this game as Kira Gutierrez takes a seat. Well, this year Little League is using a continuous batting order, which means everybody on your roster, you put them on your lineup card. So this is how California's batting order will go.
Jada Drake coming to the plate now, shortstop for this California team, and such a good athlete. She can pitch as well as swing the bat so well for herself.
Lets that one go by for ball one. Jada Drake's favorite food, fettuccine Alfredo.
I've seen a lot of that as the answer.
I mean, that's a solid answer. I love how Jada Drake attacked their regional. Look, she started 0 for 6. She ended the tournament 6 for 10 over the final 3 games. Just able to shake that off.
Yeah, and remember, those were all elimination games too, that she played her best. That's kind of like the theme of this team, is they're the comeback kids.
Pops up, stays in the infield. Jasmine Guerrero calls everybody off from short.
And now they get a chance to, this isn't an elimination game, but they have a chance to take down the defending champs, Texas. And I feel like you know that as a team, that you're about to step onto the field and have your chance to give the team that won it all last year a loss. And I don't know, it's fun to be the underdog, because you step on the field and you're not quote unquote supposed to win.
Yeah, that pressure is off. See how Brooklyn Scott handles it, 2 away. Her favorite TV show is Survivor. Is that still on? Do they still?
I don't know.
Like, I remember watching that as a child.
Are we on season 51?
Yeah, our statistician Jeff Muir says yes, it is still on.
You'll see Ambry Ramos work both sides of the plate with her screwball and her curveball. That being a curveball, that last one just hitting the outside corner, outside to a right-handed hitter.
Ball and 2 strikes to Brooklyn Scott. Two. Ambry Ramos, one of those 9 returning players for Texas. That experience might be paying off for her. A swing and a miss on the change. 2 strikeouts in the inning for Ambry Ramos.
This changeup is clearly working for Ambry Ramos. She threw it a ton in the first inning to get those 2 strikeouts in her last one.
Well, it's the second game of the tournament for this Texas team. Let's meet the girls from Midway Little League.
My name is Clara Becknott, and my dream job is to be a marine biologist.
My name is Kendall Brown, and my favorite shoes are Crocs.
My name is Ambry Ramos, and my favorite food is corn.
My name is Brooklyn Jamerson. My favorite singer is Drake.
My name is Jaden Serrato. My favorite football team is the Dallas Cowboys.
My name is Jasmine Guerrero, and my favorite softball team is the Oklahoma Sooners.
My name is Caitlin Lau. My dream job is to become a vet.
My name is Taylor Caston, and my favorite baseball player is Christian Yelich.
My name is Riley Little, and my favorite player is Jada Coleman.
My name is Zenaria Hughes, and my favorite actor is Michael B. Jordan.
My name is Yada Green, and my favorite food is a hamburger.
My name is Cami Mitchell, and my favorite color is blue.
That's a team representing the Southwest region, Midway Little League out of Hewitt, Texas, and they'll be facing Maya Parada in the circle for California today.
Parada is so consistent, likes to use her defense back behind her to get outs, more of a pitch to contact type pitcher, and using her defense back behind her. Maintains such a cool as a cucumber composure. It's a lot of C's in that phrase right there, but Parada's got it.
She's going to need to try to stay cool as a cucumber because it is temps in the 90s. The feels like earlier today was over 100 degrees. We will have a mandatory water break in the middle of this game. Riley Little will lead off. Yesterday against North Carolina, the team representing the Southeast, she was 1 for 3 with an RBI. Ooh, I'm told right now the feels like temperature 106.
Yeah, that really is what it feels like.
Yes.
If you step outside, for sure.
The fan is a must today. Being a fan with a fan.
There's a little breeze sometimes, you know, but oftentimes I'll look at those flags and they're not moving at all.
Ooh, Little got the ground. She's got a base. And she leads off with a hit. Texas has 12 players, so here's how they will stack up on the lineup card today.
And mixing up their lineup a bit. Taylor Caston moving up in the order to be right there in the middle, and Jasmine Guerrero also moved up in the order too.
Here's Ambry Ramos, the pitcher. There goes Riley Little. No problem, over to second. And we asked Edward Ramos about the lineup change because, Amanda, you were kind of surprised when we got the lineup because they didn't change at regionals.
Riley Little is looking at this steal that she just had, and she goes in standing up instead of sliding, and actually looked like she was out.
Yeah.
And that is why you always have to slide, especially on a steal like that. Even Edward Ramos, right after that play, was telling her, you gotta get down on that, because if they would have challenged that play, I think it would have been overturned.
Yeah. We do have video replay. And of course, you can slide in Little League. You just can't slide head first when you're advancing on the base paths. You can if you're retreating back to a base. That's a safety rule. 3 balls and a strike now to Ambry Ramos from Maya Parada. Nice contact for Ambry, and coming in is Aspen Hannigan, who sprinted in from left field. The manager last year. It's a World Series winning team.
Hey. Green light on perfect.
Hey,
yeah, you got
aggressive. Give me a good fire off.
If it's a perfect pitch right down the middle, you got a green light. He's always giving just constant coaching over in the third base coach's box. You know, he just wanted to say something right there, and he held back. Yep. He wanted to.
Jasmine Guerrero, the shortstop.
And they look to him, and he's constantly giving him some hitting feedback after every pitch. Likes to tell him, too, to put their toes right up there on the line, and you see Jasmine Guerrero doing a good job of that, because oftentimes these pitchers like to try to work the outside corner, have a lot of success in that low and away pitch, and they like to go to that consistently, so he likes his hitters to get right up on the plate like Guerrero is now.
This one's going to get past Jada Drake at short. Around comes the runner. Riley Little is across, and Texas has an early run.
Yeah, Jasmine Guerrero is one of the new faces for this Texas team, and she has fit right there in the middle of the lineup and able to hit that ball hard past a diving Jada Drake. And saw slight hesitation from Aspen Hannigan out in left field, not sure where to go with the ball. So important to be constantly communicating on defense, telling her 4-4-4 as soon as she gets that ball to make the throw home.
That one gets away. Maya Parada with the wild pitch to bump over Jasmine Guerrero. I want a green light on perfect, too.
Yeah.
Zenaria Hughes fouls it back. She was the starting pitcher yesterday. Made a name for herself last year at this tournament. Look at the offensive numbers for Texas, outscoring opponents 55-2. Now that is since the state tournament, so states, regionals, and then here at the World Series.
They're so hard to score off of because they're deep pitching staff and they're good defense. A team that was just so young when they won it last year. I mean, they were mostly all 11-year-olds.
We got to get going if it's there. Let's go.
And they still won it as such a young team, able to bring back 9 of the players from last year to compete again. So a lot of familiarity with this team, with each other.
Yeah, that's kind of the biggest change that Edward Ramos noticed off the field was how close this team has become. They know each other now on an even deeper level, and that helps them when they step out onto the field in pressure situations. I mean, especially last night, the crowd was insane.
Yeah.
And it was mostly North Carolina fans because the local team, Pitt County, was playing.
Yeah, it reminds me of like the type of crowd that OU gets in Oklahoma City at the Women's College World Series, where when the opposing team, or when a team plays them, it's just suffocating almost.
Full count to Zenaria Hughes from Maya Parada.
And Coach Ramos said, you know, he expected a big crowd like that.
Make sure we stay down on this one, all right?
They knew who they were playing, that the team they're playing was just from 8 miles away. They're going to draw a big crowd. And it was Sunday night, too, so not as much to do on Sunday night rather than Monday, like today.
I think it's the best thing to do on a Sunday night. Go to the softball field. A walk for Zenaria Hughes. Runners on the corners now.
Oh, you'll see her put her oven mitts on. You heard even Edward Ramos say mitts, 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 and that's not somebody's name over in the dugout. That's calling for the mitts to put on the hands of Zenaria Hughes because she broke her thumbs early. Broke in January. As soon as that one healed, then the other one also broke, and it was when she was running bases. So they like to keep her safe, keep her hands safe.
And notice there's the thumb hole on the mitt, but there is no thumb coming out of it.
Yeah, good point. And it's on both hands too.
Yes. There goes Z as they're checking the runner at third. Brooklyn Scott had her eye on Jasmine Guerrero. Brooklyn Jamerson.
Hey.
Two in scoring position here for Brooklyn Jamerson. Pretty hit. Runner will tag up and try to make it home. No issues there, Jasmine Guerrero. And Zenaria Hughes safe at third. A productive at-bat from Brooklyn Jamerson.
That ball was smoked off the bat of Jamerson. A line drive out to left field. Aspen Hannigan has gotten a lot of balls hit to her, a lot of action already. Guerrero is able to get back, tag quickly, and go home. Didn't read it perfectly, but still got back quick enough to tag. And great base running by Zenaria Hughes to also tag on that play and move herself 60 feet closer to scoring.
We're having a pause here as one of the Little League trainers is coming out to talk to Zenaria Hughes over at third.
Yeah, we didn't see anything when she was running the bases, and she didn't have to slide.
Yeah.
Important to try to keep her healthy, too.
No, she's been so key in their run. It was really fun to watch her return last night to the World Series. And you got to watch her in regionals too. What'd you notice from last year to this year? There's her mom in the stands.
I can tell her mom just maybe a little bit concerned with the face that she's given. Anytime you see your daughter have the trainer called out there, you definitely want to go and make sure she's okay, and you're thinking what could be happening.
We saw a couple of fists. Yes, all right, she's gonna stay. A couple of fist bumps, thumbs up. She's good, that's good to know. And especially, it is so hot, remember, you wanna make sure if you feel anything weird, we need to make sure we send the trainer out, check on these girls, but she's good to go. And Taylor Caston is up now. Amanda, I know you're high on Taylor.
Yeah, she's another new face in this lineup, and a player who came onto their team, has a lot of speed, very coachable.
Here comes Zaneria. Zaneria Hughes will score on the pass ball. It is 3-0 Texas.
A great read by Hughes to see that ball down and easily going to be able to score. You see her get that lead, sees the ball move away, and immediately runs home, fighting through something. Stuck it out and got to score. So at least if you stick it out at third base, then you get to move up 60 feet and score.
Actually gonna rule that a wild pitch that Zaneria came home on.
Okay. Changed.
Yep, that's why I use erasable pens. 2 balls and a strike. Hopper over to Layla Ortiz, who makes the toss. 3 runs in the first inning for Texas. The nerves, they may be gone for this Midway Little League team. The Little League Softball World Series on ESPN, presented by Dick's Sporting Goods. Every season starts at Dick's. Well, earlier this week when the teams arrived, they got to go through what we call the car wash. So they go through and do a bunch of specialty tee shoots and things for us, and sometimes there's dance parties, and they get to meet the other teams, and it's just a lot of fun. It's a really cool way to kick off the tournament.
Little League puts a lot into it, along with Adidas and Easton. Looks like Zaneria Hughes is going to come out of the game, and Clara Becknall will move from second base to first base.
This is Danica Garcia leading off the second inning. It's a 1-2-3 inning in the first. Ambry Ramos struck out 2. Her favorite TV show, WandaVision. I've heard good things if you stick with it.
I've never even heard of it. You've heard good things, and I've never even heard of it.
I have not watched it yet, but so Zaneria Hughes has been subbed out of the game, and you see her leaving there with what looks like a wet towel on her neck. We'll keep an eye on her. It is an extremely hot day today. We saw the trainer come out and talk to her while she was over on third base running.
Ambry Ramos is just painting the corners right now. consistently being able to place that curveball in the outside corner. The right-handed hitters looking so good to start this game. Works at a quick pace, too.
It's 3 strikeouts now. Anya Kapoor. Nice hit ball, but into foul territory. You know, this West team, they know what it's like to absolutely battle. That started back in the state tournament for the team out of San Jose. In the championship game of states, Amanda, they trailed by 5 runs in the bottom of the 8th inning. Now, a regulation game only goes to 6 innings, so they went into extra. Then they got down by 5, came back to win it in the 9th inning to advance to the regional.
Feeling the pressure, playing in extra innings.
Kapoor, that one dribbles weird in the dirt, but the throw gets there in time. Taylor Caston, who had just moved over from right field in the substitution.
Embry Ramos decided to let this one go. I thought that she could have made a play. She's such a good athlete in the circles, so it takes a little bit longer to get to Taylor Caston. Has to get rid of the ball quickly and still makes the out. Test it early, as a ball always finds you. I think that's how it always is.
Izzy Agaria, favorite vacation? She went to Switzerland.
Beautiful there. This California team had that comeback in the state championship game, and they also made all those comeback wins too in the regional. Those 4 straight elimination games, and remember they lost to Southern California in their first game of the regional, and they fought their way back through the elimination games and then had a chance to get a little revenge over Southern California and won 2-1 in that championship game.
Yeah, it was Jada Drake who's playing at shortstop today. She struck out the final 2 batters with the tying run at 3rd in order to clinch that regional title. That was played in San Bernardino, California. 3 balls and a strike here to Agaria. And she will take that walk. First time that California has had a base runner.
And wasn't it an awesome day of softball, that championship day on Friday with all the regional championship games on ESPN, just wall-to-wall coverage. We had studio with Michelle Smith, who did a great job and will be joining us on Thursday in the booth. Can't wait to see her, but just an amazing day of softball that day.
That one has room off the bat of Aspen Hannigan. California with 2 on, a walk and a single.
Yeah, Aspen Hannigan, who has just been tested out in left field early in this game, wastes no time to see a pitch that she likes. Look at this pitch location right over the middle of the plate. It's about belt high. She notices that that is a pitch that she wants to drive, swings early, barrels it up right back up the middle of the field.
Layla Ortiz now with 2 outs. She represents the tying run at the plate. Layla went 3 for 12 in their regional, hit 250. She had a double, but she also had 4 RBI. And her favorite singer is Taylor Swift. That was a common theme.
Very common. Definitely the one everybody's listening to right now.
Heard she's on tour. Strikeout number 4 by Embry Ramos.
Her curveball is looking so sharp when she's able to paint this outside corner. Look at this pitch that moves away from the right-handed hitter. Perfect location for the strikeout with the runner in scoring position.
You think we have some fun here at the Little League Softball World Series? How about a Texas TikTok? Is that Edward Ramos right in the middle?
Yeah, you can't miss him because he's wearing blue and the players are wearing orange, so he is right in the middle of things.
Well, Texas, the state itself, has more Little League Softball World titles than any other state. California is 3rd, so 2 historically successful teams playing here right now in this Little League Softball World Series game. First pitch strike coming from Maya Parada.
Yeah, with Florida in second place there. And also Georgia. Some states that have a lot of good softball in them.
It'll be 7-8-9 up for Texas. Caitlin Lau right over the third baseman's head, and Lau is going to lead off with a hit.
Caitlin Lau was just in front of this pitch, but was able to swing hard, hits it off the end of her bat, and just finds a hole out there on the left side of the field. And so many of these hits just fall in no man's land. And as a pitcher, you're like, oh, that's an out. No, it's a hit. It's the worst feeling. You make a good pitch, and the hitter still gets a hit and drops it in there.
Kendall Brown up now against Maya Parada. First pitch strike to both batters that she's faced here in the second inning. Maya is one of the 12-year-olds on this California team. She said she'd like to be an author. It's easier for her to write her thoughts than to say them. Or she wants to make rockets that go into space. There is a rocket over to third. Layla Ortiz scooping it up and making the play at second to get the lead runner.
What a play by Layla Ortiz to stop this. I mean, she is just fearless over there at third base, knows that that ball is hit hard, still keeps her glove down, and stays calm enough to get the force out at second base, despite probably her heart rate being raised on that hit.
Clara Becknall pops off the glove of Brooklyn Scott. That'll advance Kendall Brown. She moves on the pass ball.
You mentioned Maya Parada. She's one of the many pitchers that are on this team, and a big group of these girls have been playing together since they were about 6 years old, including Jada, Maya, and Azarias, a trio of pitchers that they like to rotate through. Feel really comfortable with Jada Drake over at shortstop.
Hey,
wild pitch this time moves Kendall Brown.
No pop-up. Stay on it. Let's go drive it.
Not sure if the ball is just slipping out of her hand. Again, it's so hot and humid, and when that happens, your hands have a tendency to be more sweaty, of course, and your grip on the softball when you're pitching is everything. But whether it's rain or sweat, just any kind of moisture on the ball makes it very difficult to snap the ball.
That's ball 4, puts runners on the corners with 1 out. She got a little rosin just now. Doesn't have a towel out there.
Yeah, there's actually 2 rosin bags out there, one for each pitcher. There's one on the third base side, and then there's one on the first base side.
But here comes a power hitter now for Texas, and Cammie Mitchell. Clara Becknall into scoring position. Got jammed. Jada Drake there. Gets away from Gutierrez. Clara Becknall is safe. Cammie Mitchell is safe. And a run scores for Texas.
Yeah, Jada Drake made a good decision here because she was playing a little bit back, and the third baseman Ortiz tried to cut that ball off, but was unable to Drake that there at second base. potentially would have had it out there with a good throw, but Texas continues on and scores a run.
So that'll be a fielder's choice, an RBI for Cammie Mitchell. Jayada Green, infield fly rule. Scooped by Jada Drake. Two down.
Now batting number 13, Jaden Serrato.
And the bottom of the order in the number 12 spot, Jaden Serrato. 0 for 2 yesterday, but had an RBI in the regional. She was 1 for 5. That pops up as well, and Jada Drake is there again. But another run comes across for Texas. They are up 4-0 now after 2.
To watch your daughter, Jada, close out the game in the circle, we saw the embrace. As a father, how does that feel?
It's everything. It's everything. You know, she reminds me so much of my older daughter. And so just seeing her out there and being able to be in that moment, like there's not a lot of people in this world are going to be in that moment. And just to see her, it was special.
I think I've watched that 10 times now, and it still like brings a tear to my eye. That is California manager John Drake talking after the regional win. He got emotional. I mean, it's so cool to see his daughter in the circle, get that done, to win the regional, to advance to the World Series. But Little League is so much more to the Drake family than about what happens on the field. It's a community that has supported them through some tough times.
Yeah, John's wife Lottie suffered from breast cancer back in 2016, and the Little League community really rallied behind them. They did a lot for their families, and it was the families at the Little League that created a plan to help them, like took turns helping the family with chores, took turns filling shifts with that, helping to get the kids to school and carpooling. That's Lottie right there in the middle. And even brought meals to the house and just helped out in any way possible during the toughest times that their family went through. Even Court organized fundraisers for them, like they rented a large room to show a movie to the kids in town, and hoping to attract families who could provide a donation to watch the movie, and more than 200 people showed up in support of them.
So special what Little League, he said, look, it's not the same everywhere, but in our Little League, it truly is a family. It truly is a community that supports each other. A quick grab from Clara Becknald at first, and 2 down.
Now batting number 17, Ryan.
That's what makes Little League so unique. Like, right, there's all these travel ball teams, and these girls travel, and most of them play travel ball and travel all over really the country to play. But for Little League, it's you're playing with your neighbors, you're playing with the kids you go to school with. It's just a little bit different.
Yeah, it's so tight-knit with travel ball. You might play with people that live 50 miles away from you, or even in a different state, and you might not even see them except when you go to play on the weekends. But with Little League, you're, like you said, going to school together, staying at each other's houses, having pool parties together after the games, doing all these things that just really involve connectedness and that word, community.
Lots of pool parties, I've learned.
Yeah, there. Yes, softball being played in the summer, and if somebody has a pool, then that's the house. It's a hot commodity.
Yes, then there will be a party.
And I like too that Coach Drake told us that with Little League, the softball world helped us meet people. And
this one rolls to Taylor Caston. And again, 3 up, 3 down. Texas, Ambry Ramos and the defense getting it done. They're up by 4. Look, nothing like a good prank to get you going. I think the girls thought they were going to prank John Drake, and then he got him.
He must have like a third eye though, because he did the scream at the perfect time when the camera was right in front of his face. Like, how did he know that that was just the perfect time to do it?
I think it's just an intuition as being a parent.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, he's a dad.
He just knows.
Top of the order up for Texas, Riley Little, who had a single and came around and scored a run. You know, we were talking about the importance of Little League, and I know there was one more point that you wanted to hit on, Amanda, that's just so important with these Little League softball programs.
Yeah, because we asked Coach Drake about being a part of Little League, and he said that it's just helped them meet people, and also just gave the encouragement to others that if you're a part of a Little League, be a part of it, embrace it. Don't just be in and out, but meet people and listen to other people's stories and just get to know them. He said that's a big part of them being in Little League, is feeling, of course, the compassion and all the help that they've received with their family, but just encourages other people to get to know each other and connect as much as you possibly can and help others in any way that you can.
(3-1) coming to Riley Little. They call her Rue. And it's a free pass. Riley Little has reached in both of her plate appearances today.
Now batting number 9, Embry Rainbows.
Here's the pitcher, Embry Ramos, back up. Trying to pick off the runner. Brooklyn Scott got the throw there, but just a little bit late.
Yeah, a lot of the swings that we saw the first time through the order for Texas, they were out in front of the pitches of Maya Parada. You're going to see them let the pitch travel a little bit more. That's a better swing.
Ooh, yeah.
That's better contact.
You don't say. That little fan liked it. Does she have a Golden State Warriors onesie on?
I didn't see.
Dive on that one, girl. You gotta dive right through him.
Oh, a little pitch out. Either anticipating a steal there or just going ahead to run a pickoff play at first base, but Brooklyn Scott trying to get ahead of things.
And that's the first strikeout of the day for Maya Parada. Well, you can find Little League on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok at the official handles at Little League. And don't forget to use hashtag LLWS. Runners going, Brooklyn Scott. Not there in time. Riley Little into scoring position.
Sliding that time. Remember, she stole a base back in the first inning, but went in standing up, and it was a really close call. This time going and sliding.
Brings up Jasmine Guerrero. Her favorite athlete is Jordy Ball. Rolls it up the middle. Here comes Riley Little home. Make it 5-0 Texas. And Guerrero safe at second.
That steal pays off with Guerrero coming through with the runner in scoring position. Riley Little stole to get to second base, and Guerrero gets more on time with the Parada pitch, drives it right back up the middle of the field. Little is able to score easily, and Guerrero, the backside runner, is able to move to second base. Good base running by Guerrero, who has some wheels.
That's 2 RBI singles today for Jasmine Guerrero. She's brought home Rue Little twice. So a quick huddle up by the umpires. This would normally be the slot where Zenaria Hughes bats, but she left the game after the training staff took a look at her. Starting the next half inning, they subbed her out. So the continuous batting order, you just skip that person in the lineup and go to the next one. Brooklyn Jamerson will be the next batter.
Yeah, and you don't have to take an out for that either. The person just gets skipped and you move on.
Right now we're having some phone booth issues.
That's been an issue all day today. I feel like we saw that earlier today too. Not easy. It is crazy to see the old phone cord.
It makes me think of my grandparents had this rotary phone on their wall in the kitchen with a very long cord.
Yeah.
It was green.
Yeah. Remember, it was
Look how far we've come.
Yes, from that to this. It was a big deal to have a cordless phone.
Oh, yeah.
Growing up.
Did your parents have the phone in the car?
Yes.
That you plugged into
the original phone, only used for emergencies.
Right, only emergencies.
And it, you know, the bill to make a call was like $100 per call. So truly, like, only emergencies to use that.
All the kids watching this have no idea what we're talking about.
No idea.
Brooklyn Jamerson at the plate right now, playing for someone very special this season of Little League. That would be her grandmother. Her Grammy unfortunately passed away in May, and she's dedicated this season to her. She flies out to right, but does move the runner over to third. Brooklyn's grandmother was a big fan. She was at every game of Brooklyn's that she could get to in any sport Brooklyn was playing. So she has dedicated this season to her late grandmother.
Gammy playing for her and went to a lot of her sporting events, a big supporter for her.
Taylor Caston. Woo, watch out, Edward Ramos. That'll get your blood moving.
You got to be on your toes over there in the third base coaching box. Just goes in between him and Jasmine Guerrero, just sneaks right through the middle of them.
Taylor Caston taking the off speed, dropping it to the grass. That will score Jasmine Guerrero. A pretty swing from Taylor Caston. She made that look easy.
And another RBI for Taylor Caston. Been a big part of this offense. Continues to put the ball in play. Another ball that just has eyes. It was in the air for a long time, but just out there in the left field version of the Bermuda Triangle.
There goes Caston. She'll stay at second. It is kind of the Bermuda Triangle over there. Seen a couple of balls go that way.
Yeah, there's one in left field and there's one in right field too.
Caitlin Lau smacked it. Deep center. What a hit from Caitlin Lau. It scores another run. She's got 2, looking for 3. All the way to third, standing up.
Caitlin Lau is such a strong player for Texas. That pitch, she took advantage of a pitch that was over the heart of the plate early in the count, kept on running. I thought for a second with how far that got behind the center fielder Ferguson, because she was playing so shallow, that ball was just crushed over her head. I thought for a second she was going to be able to score with an inside the park home run, but California did a good job of getting the ball in.
It rolled all the way back to the fence. Kendall Brown up now, and Brooklyn Scott quick to scramble to get that ball to keep another run from coming across. Now, Caitlin Lau had 1 hit in the regional, and she has 2 today, a single and a triple. Hopping right down the line, a fair ball. Tack on another one. Kendall Brown looking for second, got it. Floodgates are open.
That ball off the bat just hung down the line and snuck past Ortiz. I mean, that was barely could tell it just crosses over the bag there at third base. We're 2 out scoring for Texas.
And John Drake is going to call time here. So a single, a triple, and then an RBI double from Kendall Brown makes it 8-0 Texas, and it looks like we're going to have a pitching change for California. We'll step aside, and then we'll introduce you to the new pitcher when we come back. Texas up by 8. New pitcher in the circle for California, it's Azareas Garibaldi Munoz. Garibaldi Munoz, one of the 11-year-olds on this team, coming in from the left side.
I got to give a different look, one of the trio of pitchers that we have, and working a fastball, still working on mixing up a changeup too, so we'll see what this lefty can bring into this game, coming in with the runner in scoring position.
Now the last 3 hitters for Texas, an RBI single, an RBI triple, an RBI double. Kendall Brown right now in scoring position, and Clara Becknald at the plate.
You know, this is a big game, Court, too, because whoever wins this game, there's Zenaria Hughes there sitting on the bench. Good to see her still in the dugout with the team. But whoever wins this game gets 2 days off, because we'll not play until Thursday. So this is a big day. If you can win this game, then 2 days of rest that you have, and watch everybody else play.
The winner of this game will face the host team, host North Carolina. That's Rowan Little League. That'll be Thursday. The loser plays an elimination game tomorrow against Ohio at 10 a.m.
Yeah, this is, you know, California's first game, so
yeah,
they got a bye. Texas had to play last night. Some of the teams played for the first time yesterday. Some of the teams played for the first time today. Totally just a different experience to be here than anything that these young athletes have faced before coming to the World Series.
Clara Becknald is walked. 2 on now, 2 out. Cammie Mitchell picked up an RBI on the fielder's choice in the second. Texas looks more settled in today, a little less nervous than they did last night. Two into scoring position.
Yeah, well, it's just a totally different atmosphere than what we faced last night. Sunday, this ballpark was rocking. They played the last game of the night, so they're playing under the lights. There wasn't an empty seat in the house.
Cammie Mitchell, big hit, 1 across, looking for 2. make it 10-0 Texas off the bat of Cammie Mitchell.
It's not always easy to face a new pitcher in your second at bat, but Cammie Mitchell lets that outside pitch get deep. She stays back behind it and hits it so hard to the left side. Cammie Mitchell with a couple of RBI to give Texas the 10-run lead now.
Texas 6 for 9 today, Amanda, with runners in scoring position. And remember, in Little League, the mercy rule up 10 runs after, the run rule 10 runs after 4 innings. So the pressure on California, get this out and then get those bats to work.
And they'll have 12, 1, and 2 coming up in the top of the 4th inning, so they'll turn over the lineup and get the top back up.
Cammie Mitchell to third on the wild pitch.
A lot of good softball that we've seen today. 2 games were played before us in Puerto Rico. How about the tournament that they're having so far? Going 2-0, looking sharp.
Yeah, that's huge for Puerto Rico representing Latin America. Remember, Puerto Rico is the only international team to have ever won the Little League Softball World Series. That was back in 2001.
With the same manager.
Yeah,
that
Coach Suarez. Hard hit ball by Jayada Green adds another run. It was just a laser to Kira Gutierrez at second.
Yeah, Cammie Mitchell and Jayada Green both hit home runs in the regional. They're hitters that hit for a lot of power. Good swing by Jayada Green. Will go down as a single and not an error, as it should.
Top of the order for the 3rd time. No, excuse me, Jaden Serrato, one more. Green going.
And Coach Ramos again telling his base runner needs to slide on that. Just an important rule of thumb, if you're a softball player and you are stealing, just assume you're going to slide. It's going to be more times than not that you should be going in feet first rather than standing up. But that other team that's looked pretty good, Courtney, is that North Carolina team who is waiting to see which team that they'll play. They'll play the winner of this game from Rowan Little League.
Yeah, representing the host. They only had to win their state tournament to make it. And Brooklyn Scott with the grab from behind the dish. California has 3 outs to work with. They're down 11-0. The Little League Softball World Series on ESPN is presented by Dick's Sporting Goods. Every season starts at Dick's. Welcome back to the Little League Softball World Series on ESPN, presented by Dick's Sporting Goods. This is our mandatory water break here because the temperatures are extremely hot here in Greenville, North Carolina, so a chance to pause in our game between California and Texas. So why don't we flash back to some future stars who tore it up on the Little League stage. You recognize that young lady right there, Catherine Sandercock at the 2013 Little League Softball World Series.
Yet she looks exactly the same. Of course, Catherine Sandercock just got done at Florida State University and had a very successful career there, an All-American career, and played at the Little League Softball World Series at Alpenrose Stadium. Got to have the experience.
She's played in the Women's College World Series also. So who knows who we're seeing out there today. Well, history is going to be made this year as professional softball is coming to Greenville, North Carolina for the first ever Athletes Unlimited Pro Games at the Little League Softball World Series. This is on Wednesday. You can learn more at littleleague.org/athletesunlimited. So I know you've been getting text messages of all the athletes from AU that are making their way. The travel is on. They're arriving here in Greenville to play on Wednesday.
They're here.
Yes.
They are already in Greenville. So get to be around all the games tomorrow and hang out with the Little League players and attend their games. And then on Wednesday, the Little League players will attend their games. And one of the athletes that plays for Athletes Unlimited, along with Catherine Sandercock, is also Rachel Garcia. She actually was a champion of the AU season during the AUX season, a shortened season that they had, but she started also in Little League. That's where her career got going.
Went on to UCLA, was a National Player of the Year a couple of times, and then tearing it up on the pro circuit. Also an Olympian, played for Team USA in Tokyo.
Yeah, has had an amazing career and always finds herself in the top 10, top 15 on the leaderboard, and actually gave Jayada Green autographed cards and also a shirt, sent that to her after the World Series last year. So from Rachel Garcia straight to Jayada Green, and you can tell, look at the smile on her face. Last year she had put that her favorite player is Rachel Garcia, and then she gets that in the mail. Again, these defending champs that 9 of the 12 on their roster were here and won the World Series last year and got to celebrate all throughout the rest of the fall and into the winter.
It was cool to see how they were so welcomed by their community, but also it's interesting, Amanda, that Midway Little League, which is the team, the Little League that's representing Texas, representing the Southwest, they have won 12 Little League Softball World Series titles. That is more than any other Little League, and it's impressive how much value, how many resources, the time that they've put in to make sure that softball program is growing at Midway.
Yeah, because sometimes I think that some Little Leagues can feel that softball gets left behind a little bit to baseball, but you can tell that Midway Little League has invested into their softball program, not just for years, but for decades, with the success that they've had in putting softball at the forefront, making sure that their athletes are taken care of, and just a tradition of winning at Midway Little League, and a tradition too of putting in the hard work, practicing 5 days a week, putting the time and effort for these players to become their best and put their best foot forward here at the World Series.
So Midway Little League trying to be the first to repeat at the Little League Softball World Series, since the Warner Robins team representing Georgia did it in 2009 and 2010. So we have a possible run rule situation here. The rule is up 10 runs after 4 innings, so Texas 3 outs away from a victory. This one goes back to Ambry Ramos, and she fields her position well. What differences have you seen in Texas today as opposed to last night?
Just looking more comfortable. I think that they were feeling the pressure last night, and I think honestly it's just sometimes you have to get through that first game to feel a little bit more free and relaxed.
Hey, great job today on the mound. I didn't realize going into that inning where we were at for a rule. Hold on right quick. Got a hand up. Give it to. Hey, I want to make sure that we get some mound in time. All right, so go to second, go to the mound, finish it off. All right. Don't walk there. Please don't.
So a new pitcher in the circle for Texas will step aside here. Welcome back to the Little League Softball World Series presented by Dick's Sporting Goods. So a pitching change here for Texas. Caitlin Lau will take the circle, and you heard Edward Ramos say he wanted to get some pitching experience, and he told us before the game if they could get Caitlin Lau in the circle today, they were going to do that. It's important to get on this stage because you're going to need a pitching staff moving forward.
Yeah, and to have the experience, and this pitching staff is deep, with Caitlin Lau also being a pitcher who has improved tremendously for this Texas team and is now getting a chance to pitch at the World Series after Ambry Ramos gets a start.
So she'll start with the top of the order, and it's a swing and a miss from Kira Gutierrez. Look, Caitlin Lau plays third base normally. She has a cannon for an arm.
Really strong, and you can tell in all parts of her game from last year to this year, she's just been putting in the work. Coach Ramos said that she's really come into her own in this past year, especially in the circle. Her changeup has come a long way. You just saw that pitch, the last one she threw. And how nice is it to have 3 different looks like Texas has with Caitlin Lau, who you see the kind of pitcher that she is right away, establishing the strike zone, working from ahead. And then also being able to go to Ambry Ramos and Zenaria Hughes. I mean, that is a deep pitching staff. Usually you're feeling good coming to the World Series if you have one pitcher that you can rely on and also have, you know, a backup pitcher behind her. But Texas has 3 different pitchers that they can rely on who are all very strong in the circle.
Ambry Ramos getting the start today and had 5 strikeouts. That one rolls to Ambry Ramos at second, 2 down, and California down to its last out.
Texas will, I'm sure, enjoy those 2 days off that they'll have tomorrow and Wednesday. And then they've got to prepare for a big game coming up against North Carolina, who I'm sure is probably having a watch party watching this game again at the hotel like they did last night. Probably taking some notes, scouting a little bit.
So, there's 2 outs. There's nothing for you to lose here, okay? You see a fastball, you hit it. That's it. Sit back, keep your weight back, and want to hit the ball. Also, look at me. Say hi to your grandfather. Go ahead. He's right here. He's listening. Say hi. Yeah, say hi, Grandpa Tommy. Say it right now.
Oh, you have a mic on. Hi, Grandpa Tommy. I didn't know that.
I absolutely love it.
Hi, Grandpa Tommy.
You know what? You lighten the mood. You step back in. The pressure off. That was awesome.
Yeah, it was so cute.
Little father-daughter moment.
If you get 3-0 and it's what you want, I want you hitting it. Let's go, drive it.
Jada also said, by the way, that she looks up to her grandpa Tommy the most. That was one of the questions on the questionnaire is, who do you look up to the most? And she wrote Grandpa Tommy. So Grandpa Tommy, famous now.
Out to right field, and Jayada Green is there for out number 3. Texas, a run rule win over California. They are 2-0 to start this Little League Softball World Series as they defend their title. Here's how our bracket looks. The next time we'll see Texas will be on Thursday at 1 Eastern, and you can see that game on ESPN. They will take on North Carolina, the host team. That's Rowan Little League. Coming up here on ESPN Plus, it'll be New York and Connecticut. That game approximately 7 Eastern tonight. For now, it's a win for Texas, a big-time win, 11-0 in 4 innings.